Futeru Yusugi spots a cute red-haired girl. They sit together at the table. Futeru notices how expensive the girl's lunch is and realizes she's filthy rich. The girl notices Futeru's exam paper and grabs it. After seeing his impressive test result, she asks him to tutor her, but having finished his food, he leaves. She offers him some of her food, but the boy calls her fat. Later, the boy gets a phone call from his sister. She tells him that a rich family is looking for a tutor for their daughter. However, his heart drops as he realizes that she's talking about the girl whom he just scolded. In class, he tries to greet her, but she's still mad. In a desperate attempt, he tries to sit next to her at lunch, but the table is already full. A pretty girl walks up to him and mocks him for his crush on Itsuki. He tells her that it's none of her business, and she leaves. To his surprise, another pretty girl appears. She asks him whether he lost his exam paper. She says that it fell out of his pocket and that she picked it up. She gives him 2 papers, one with a score of 0, which is her own. After school, Futaro follows Itsuku, who gets made fun of for being fat. A girl notices him. He tells her to not tell her friend about this, but the girl tells him that Itsuku is not her friend. Later, he goes to her massive house to tutor her. 2 girls stop him and accuse him of being a stalker. Futaro tries to avoid them by running into the building. He quickly climbs the stairs to her apartment. Itsuku is shocked to see him and says that she has a tutor who is coming soon. Futaro, however, tells her that he is her tutor. She refuses to be taught by him. Futaro apologizes to her, but a group of girls walks up to them. Itsuku tells him that they're all her sisters. Futaro gets a panic attack after realizing that he has to tutor all of them. Inside, Futaro gathers the other girls. He is shocked to see how dirty their room is. Futaro grabs Ikika's blanket, but she stops him because it's the only thing she's wearing. Nino brings the girls some food, and they begin their tutoring. However, the girls soon get distracted to try and get rid of him. Nino dissolves a bunch of sleeping pills in a glass of water and gives it to Futaro. Passionately begin. Futaro finishes checking the test that Miku answered it correct, but Yadasuba and Akika interrupt him by bullying Miku for being in love with Futaro. In class, he receives a letter from Miku telling him to go to the rooftop. Futaro arrives confidently, thinking that she's about to propose to him. To his surprise, Miku gives him the answer to the history question. Miku breaks down in tears and reveals that she's really into Japanese warlord history. Futaro sees this as a golden opportunity as he tells her that he knows everything about it and can therefore tutor her about it. Futaro reads all of the history books at the library to teach her a lesson. The girl, however, flees when she sees Futaro. Futaro doesn't give up and goes after her. Eventually, they both fall to the ground from exhaustion. Make it up to her, he buys her a drink. Taro arrives at the quintuplets' next tutoring session. Nino appears as well. She mocks him for falling asleep last time, but Futaro remains calm. She tells Yotsuba that her friend from the basketball team broke a bone. Yotsuba feels bad for the team and decides to fill in for the injured friend. Nino also reminds Ikika that she has to go to work and tells Itsuku that she should go to the library instead. The 3 of them are now left. Nino challenges Miko to a cooking battle, which she accepts. Futaro sits in despair as they finish their dish. Futaro judges the 2 dishes and calls Miku the winner. By the time they finish, it has gotten so late that they'll have to try again tomorrow. He wonders why Nino hates him so much, but Miku tells him that he just has to face her in good faith. As he walks out of the building, Futaro realizes that he forgot his flashcards. Miku opens the door, but tells him that she's taking a shower. He enters the building and sees Miku drying her hair. He tries to ignore her and looks for his flashcards. However, Futaro realizes that the girl is actually Nino, who thinks he's Miku because she isn't wearing her contacts. She walks up to him, but Futaro quickly evades her. Nino thinks that Miku is mad at her. A pile of books falls off the shelf and is about to hit Nino, but Futaro comes to her rescue. Nino screams for help and Itsuki takes a picture of him. The other sisters arrive and they begin discussing what just happened and runs away. Futaro is relieved to finally go home. At home, Futaro is finishing his homework when Itsuki knocks on his door. She gives him a tutoring pay of 50,000 yen. Futaro refuses to accept such a big amount of money since he has barely done anything. Itsuki reassures him that his presence is beginning to change the five of them. The two of them take Rhea to the arcade. They have a lot of fun and even take some pictures. As they leave the arcade, they run into the other quintuplets, who are all wearing yukatas. They tell them they're going to see the fireworks. Futaro permits them on the condition that they all finish their homework. The girls head to a food stand to buy some snacks. Miku tells Futaro that every year they would go to watch the fireworks with their mother, even after she passed away. Because of this, fireworks play a special role in their memories. Nino and Futaro head to a rooftop to watch the fireworks. Futaro goes downstairs to gather the other girls. He spots Ikika, however. A man stops him and asks who he is. Futaro thinks hard. Ikika and the man disappear. Miku appears behind him. Survey girls walk up to them. They ask what the relationship is between the two of them. Futaro runs toward her. They head back to Miku, but Ikika finds him and drags him to a narrow alley. She tells him that she got a work call at the last minute. Futaro stops her. Ikika tells him that he cares a lot about them despite just being their tutor. She notices someone from her workplace. To try and avoid him, she hugs Futaro so that she can't be seen. The man falls for it. Ikika calls them a couple for hugging, but Futaro tells them that they're just student and tutor. Ikika gets heartbroken after hearing this. The man notices Ikika, but he mistakes Miko for her Ikika. The two go after them. Futaro tells the man that he is their partner. The man tells him to stop the nonsense and demands he returns the talented actress. He tells Futaro that Ikika has an important audition that she can't miss, and the two leave. Futaro runs after Ikika and confronts her. Ikika tells Futaro that she heard that there was a major part available in a big-time movie. She shows her acting skills and Futaro is shocked. She steps into the car and leaves. During the audition, the judges are astonished by the young girl's performance, since she wasn't able to attend the fireworks show. At school, the teacher tells the students that the midterm exams are around the corner. Futaro confronts Itsuki during the break. He calls her stupid and tells her that she should join the study group. Nino refuses to talk to Futaro. Futaro, however, tells her that there's so much more that he can teach her and that he's sure he can satisfy her needs. Futaro tells the girls that they need to do better if they want to survive him. If they want to survive the exam. As they're walking home, Itsuki gives Futaro her phone. It's her father. He tells him that if even one of the girls fails the midterm exams, he will fire him as their tutor. During their tutoring lesson, they end up getting distracted and start playing board games. Futaro reminds the girls about their studies. The girls say that they've already studied a lot. Ikika agrees that the sisters still have a lot to do. Futaro decides to take a bath in their house. Nino enters the bathroom. He likes to see Futaro because they are now even. Futaro tells her that he will be fired if one of her sisters fails. She begins to smile after hearing this. Futaro returns to the girls. They begin their study, but Nino is refusing to do so. Futaro tutors the girls so loudly that even Nino is able to hear him. Out of nowhere, Miku asks him what types of girls he likes. He makes a top 3 qualities in a girl's list. Number 3 is always cheerful. Number 2 is good at cooking. And on number 1, cares about her brother. Nino complains that he is too loud, but Futaro tells her that she should just join them. Futaro pets Miku for finishing all of her homework on time. Since it's very late, Futaro sleeps over at the sister's house. However, in the middle of the night, Miku sleepwalks into Futaro's bed. Futaro becomes panicked because of this. He tries to leave her room without awakening her. Later, he runs into Miku. She asks him where he slept last night. Futaro lies that he slept on the living room floor. This reassures Miku. Later, he meets Itsuki. Futaro becomes furious at her for sleeping. He helps her with studying biology. To his surprise, she is actually cooperating with studying. In the morning, the boy and girls wake up. After discovering that they're running late, the 6 of them run to school. Itsuki becomes hungry and grabs a snack. With all their might, they continue to run. However, they arrive 3 minutes late. Since Yotsuba is already inside, Futaro gets a brilliant idea. Since the girls are identical quintuplets, Futaro disguises the girls as Yotsuba, and one by one they enter the building. Futaro tries to disguise himself as well, but he gets caught and is sent to the principal's office. They begin their exam. They remember Futaro's teachings and answer the questions as well as possible. After the test, the girls show their test results. They scored 174 points. That is, if their marks are combined. In reality, the girls failed almost every test. Their father calls them. Itsuki hands the phone over to Futaro. Futaro asks their father for a favor. He asks him to find his daughters a more qualified tutor. However, Nino grabs the phone out of his hand and tells their father that they all passed every single test. The father tells them that Futaro will continue to tutor them. She tells Futaro that he will have to tutor them even harder if he wants them to pass the next time.